it all just came swirling, and one day it just like hit me like a freight train. And I was,
Wow.
oh my gosh, all the songs should be this. And if the record represents hope, like I was like, that's kind of the whole vision. Ooh,
Hi. How are you?
good, how are you? Oh
I'm really good. It's such a pleasure to meet you. Thank you for taking the time.
my God, I'm so excited to be here. So thank you for having me. 12:30 my time. So
Okay.
I'm not sure what time that is for you, but I think 6 hours are we difference right
Yeah.
now?
Yeah, right now
Okay.
it's 6 o'clock for me.
In the morning?
No, no.
Oh my God, I was like, oh my gosh, like girl, we
Welcome back to my channel. I'm Alex Alicia, your host of The New Rock Show, and I'm so excited because the countdown is on. We've got T minus 17 days before we can get our hands on Black Magic, the debut album from Royale Lynn. And to talk to me right now ahead of release day is the wonderful Royal. Welcome, hello.
Hi. Thank you so much for having me.
What a pleasure. I've just been saying I'm so excited. And of course, catching you right now ahead of release is so exciting. And I cannot wait to talk to you about all of it because it's really, really like truly so exciting. And I can imagine for you the same. Before we get into it though, I just wondered if we could touch on the live show element of your life right now because we're halfway through the year. 2025 has been really, really busy for you. So you've had festivals and you've been playing over in the US. I know that you've been playing Welcome to Rockville. You opened that festival. You've also played Boardwalk Rock. You've been playing shows with your croc buddies, Ask Alexandria.
Yes, we've had a blast.
Yeah. So how has it all been treating you?
It has been so good. I love playing live. It's one of like my favorite parts. To bring the songs to life, like in front of everyone, is so cool. And every single night, it's just been so special. So it's been a lot of fun and getting to like play on the main stage for the first time at Rockville, just like insanity. I feel like I woke up and I'm just, still in a dream. So it's been awesome.
Yeah, you've been checking a lot of things off of your, I would say, bucket list probably, haven't you? Doing stuff like those shows because you got to sing with Disturbed as well, which is incredible.
And they're so kind and such like nice people. And I'm honored that they asked me to be a part of their show, honestly.
Yeah, it's nice, isn't it? Because people say like, be careful, don't meet your heroes or whatever, because you never know what they're going to be like. But
Yes.
at least you've had like the best experience.
Every like hero of mine that I've gotten to meet has been the kindest, most supportive people. And it's been like really refreshing because they do say don't meet your heroes, but like I have met all of mine and I'm just like, they're such amazing people.
Yeah. Who else have you met who stood out to you as being someone that you were like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe I'm in this person's presence?
So I just got to meet Lzzy Hale. And she is so kind and so nice. And we were at Rockville on the same day and we finally got to like meet each other. And I was like, oh my gosh, like it's just like such an inspiration to like meet a female fronted band who like she is just so talented and she writes her songs and like she is just totally encompassed this badass rock star and she's a female and I love it so much for her and she's done so much for females in the rock scene. So I think it's been awesome. There's a few people that I haven't gotten to meet yet that I would love to, but you
Mhm.
know, I hope that, one day we finally get to meet like, Amy Lee and Jeremy McKinnon's on my list as well. So
Icons.
and they're amazing. I bet they're amazing people and I can't wait to meet them.
Yeah, and I bet there's so many people as well that feel that way about you and can't wait to meet you too because you're doing that for others as well. Not just young females coming through, but males as well. Just anybody who wants to be a musician. Like, you're up there doing it, living that dream and showing people that it can be done. So, yeah, you're an inspiration to other people as well, which must be strange and also amazing to, think that.
Thank you. Thank you. No, it's been amazing and I just love that I get to write music and put out music that kind of helps other people. And, I was a struggling musician for a very long time, so I totally get like the hustle and the struggle that it
Mm.
is. I played 5 days a week down on Broadway here in Nashville for like 5 years to be able to pay my rent. So
Wow.
I totally get it. So if you are an aspiring artist, musician out there, please just don't give up and give it your all.
Yeah, it's not an easy thing to be in the music industry, but you do it ultimately because you love it. And like you say, you had this dream, and you always talk about how you were like a small town girl from a small town, and you moved, like you say, to Nashville. And I know that like for you, you started off in country, didn't you? So you did so well as well in that genre. And I also love country music. So like hearing the stuff that you did early on is pretty cool, but you ultimately found your love of,
Mhm.
being in the alternative music world, metal music world. But I know that it wasn't so easy for you, was it, where you were from? Because people would make fun of you because you dreamed of being a part of this kind of scene. How did you kind of, take all that? How did you navigate it?
I mean, not even part of this scene, but just having a dream in general. I felt like
Right.
a lot of people were like, "Well, good luck." And it's like you can absolutely go out there and do whatever you want to do in life. And like I am from the smallest town. Like I don't think I know anybody who has like gone on this path from my small town. Um, so like there was no one to talk to about it, and I've always been a metalhead. So in a town of like a very country town, and I love my country roots. I wouldn't change it for the world, but there are a lot of metalheads that grew up like similar to me, and it's been really cool at shows to meet people who are like, I'm actually from a small town too, and I have this love for hard rock and metal and these genres that maybe are a little bit different than what you think people would listen to out there, but I have always been a metalhead, so I'm so grateful that like I get to, do this and sing in a genre where I am like absolutely in love with the genre too.
Yeah, that's it. And you've made it happen for yourself despite what people think. Because I know that it's really easy. If anybody wants to say they want to be in a creative genre, there are always the typical people around that like to say, oh, pipe dream. And like you say, good luck, and it comes with a little bit of like frostiness, a little bit of like negginess. And it is hard though sometimes to fight through that and go, no, this is what I want. But that's something that you've done and you should be so proud. And here we are with a debut just around the corner.
It's so exciting. Like it's crazy to think that like I used to sing at the talent shows in my high school and now we're gonna release a record. And it's so cool just to see the journey and like where we started. And I started singing at like 10 years old. And like learning songs on my guitar and writing whatever I was writing when I was 10 years old, which is so funny. Um, but like it's really funny to just see like the journey, and like I don't take a moment for granted. Every single day I wake up and I'm like, I get to be here, I get to do this. So every single time we play a show, I'm so excited and I love the road. So like it's been really awesome in my band, like finding like-minded people who like believe in the vision as much as I do. I finally found like my boys who come out with me on the road, and that's a super fun piece of it too. It's like touring with my brothers.
Yeah, that's so important because being on the road, I know like I speak to so many musicians about this and it's not as glamorous as people think it is and it can be difficult, And I
Camping.
just wondered for you like how do you like to kind of stay motivated but also stay healthy and happy on the road in those in-between moments of shows because there's a lot going on in those shows but then not so much when you're traveling place to place. So, yeah,
Well, I have like a full ritual. So like before we play a show,
I
like
love that.
everybody knows that like okay, like if we have sound check at this time, like Royals probably like I have vocal warm-ups. I call it a potion, but it's like a tea situation. It's got like ginger,
Love.
the whole thing, but I call it a potion, and I'm always like around noon, I'm like, all right, it's time for the potion so that my voice is all good. And like then it's like tea and like, and then I'm like, when's showtime? Because we're like kind of getting ready. You get used to it if you've done enough in a row, like
Mm.
you get your routine down. And ginger shots, I swear by them. I am obsessed with them. I think they're like anti-inflammatory, so we're not like I don't have to like take like Tylenol or anything like that. Like I really love that we can find these like natural ways to like keep our bodies
Mhm.
healthy out there on the road. So it's been really cool to see like what works and what doesn't. for her.
Yeah. I saw that a little bit on your tour vlog
Yeah.
from being out with Ask Alexandria. I saw the ginger shorts and I've never done one, but I love ginger. So I don't know. I think I should probably try
You
it.
should. The ones from Whole Foods, and like for anyone listening, it's not alcohol. It is literally just ginger compressed into like a tiny bottle. You shoot it and it's amazing.
Shoot it, kaboot it, good to go. We're off.
It is, I honestly, I think it's a little hack.
That's great. Speaking of hacks as well, with touring, girl to girl, I've got to ask this question. When you are going out on the road and you're going on tour, how do you pack your stuff? Do
Mhm.
you find that difficult? What's the vibe? Do we roll? Do we fold clothes? Like, do you have any hacks?
You know what? It is actually like it is hard. And I take a week before we leave. So we were on tour with Asking for like I think we were out for like 3.5 weeks, almost four. I think by the time we got home it was around 4 weeks, but
Yeah.
it is so hard. So I take a week and I make sure that every outfit I know exactly like what I'm wearing and like I take photos of all the outfits so that I know and I can like quickly and then you kind of find your favorites and like it starts to swap. But I actually never repeated an outfit on that tour,
Bravo.
which is crazy. And everyone was like, "How do you have so many clothes?" And I was like, "I just like over prepare." But I would say that like you kind of find your favorites
Yeah.
after a while, and like you start. I'm like, okay, I'm comfortable in these boots, or like my boots kept getting caught in the grate on one of the risers. So I was like, okay, well, like I can't wear those boots, and I have to wear these ones. So it
Yeah.
is really hard to pack. I tried to like downsize, so like I am into one suitcase and like I have like my bags. So
That's amazing.
it is so hard though, I have to say. It's hard.
That's one of the things I would struggle with the most, I think, because even if I go away for like one night, I
Yeah.
can't help but take the full size suitcase that people are meant to have on holidays for like 2 weeks, and I fill it. And my boyfriend always says to me, "Where are you going? Like, what are you, what are you doing?"
You have to be prepared for anything, really. And it's not even just clothes. Like we don't come home, right? We're not like we don't go out for the weekend and come home. Like we
Yeah.
go out for like weeks at a time. So like you kind of have to prepare for everything. And you know, I don't like to wear the same things. And like, what if we can't get to laundry? And like, it's a
Mm.
whole thing. So I definitely overpack, but we make it work. Some people have road cases that have like their show clothes in there. We don't.
No.
Mine's all over the RV.
Yeah. Yeah, but
So funny.
maybe one day you can have a full-on closet to bring with you, like a trailer of clothes. That's
I
the
hope
dream.
so. I hope someone else is picking out the clothes.
Yeah, exactly. A stylist, personal stylist. But you've got also some live shows again coming up in the US in July. So people can get tickets for those right now as well.
Yes. Yep. Available now. Tickets are on sale. I'm so excited. We're doing a couple headline shows. So we'll play the full record, which is so exciting. We haven't played the full record like at a show yet. So
Right.
super excited about that. And we're playing Rockfest and Upheaval. We're very excited to be at those festivals. We have a lot of friends playing with us on those days, and that's always super fun to like run into some friends on the road. So
Yeah, I hope people do get tickets. What about us in the UK? I don't think you'll be
I
able to talk much
know.
about this, but we want to
Oh,
see you,
I
Royal.
know. Trust me, I am trying to make my way over there. So it won't be long. I'm trying to make it work.
Okay,
I
we
can't wait.
manifest.
I can't wait. It's on my bucket list. That's one of the things that I want to do is come over and play some shows for y'all.
Yeah, speaking of bucket list as well, a last question on touring. Is there any dream places or venues maybe, or festivals, anything like that, that are in your like top three maybe?
Ooh, I would really love to play Bridgestone Arena here in Nashville. That's
Lovely.
on my list. I also would like to make it to Nissan Stadium.
Okay. Where's that one?
And that one is also here.
Okay.
Um, because I live in Nashville, for those of you who
Yeah.
don't know. It's definitely on a bucket list. Also, this is like a super funny one, but I would love to play the Grand Ole Opry. That is,
Oh.
and it still sits in kind of the country world, and like they've had Motionless in White and like Evanescence play, and like I would really love the opportunity to play the Opry.
That's so cool. And yeah, that would fit you so well because that would literally be like mashing your two worlds
Yeah,
together.
and I think it could be really fun and hearing that there's been other, rock bands that have gotten the opportunity gives me hope. So,
Yeah.
Audrey, if you're listening, I love you and I would love to come play.
Book Royal Lynn, quick.
I will play something really, really heavy. We'll figure it out.
You'll do a bit of both.
Yeah, like I
um,
feel like 6 feet deep could sit
yeah,
there and there's a few others that could work.
definitely. All bangers, by the way, so it doesn't matter which one you pick. I think we're going to be good to go. And I've been playing them all on the show, on the New Rock Show,
Thank
and
you.
I just love what you're doing. So let's talk a little bit about the music now, and of course the album, because June is so your month. It's going to be the best month ever. Because for anyone that doesn't know, June 27th is when you can get your hands on Royal's debut album, Black Magic. It's 12 tracks. We've heard 5 of those singles so far. And there's videos out there and everything. I love what you're doing, Royal. It's amazing. So massive congratulations on your debut. With this being a debut, I can imagine you feeling very proud, all the emotions, nervous, all of it. But where are you at right now? How do you feel about this album ahead of its release?
I have never been so proud of a project. And to have all these songs that perfectly fit together and are just like a representation of me and a look into my soul, really. And that's what I really wanted to deliver to people was something that is so genuine and so honest. And that I think I'm just excited for everyone to hear the rest of the tracks because, like you said, we've released a few and there's a few on the record that are so fun. And I just can't wait to show this other side. And there might be a scream or two that I did in there, and that's super fun. We got to really take from so many different influences and make this hybrid record that I'm so excited. I can't wait. It's almost here. I can't believe it.
I know, like I say, 17 days away, so the countdown really, really is on. Um, are you feeling like this album really has encaptured like everything that you wanted it to be for your
Yeah.
first one? Because it's because a debut is your first little hello to the world to go, hi, this is me, this is who I am musically. Like, are you like feeling like you've achieved everything with this one that you wanted to achieve?
Yes, I think that we were in a box and then we kicked right through it and we were like, what can we do that makes this its own thing? And that's what was really cool in the creation process is like no idea was too crazy. And I loved that. And I was like, I would walk into all the writing rooms. I'm like, what is the weirdest thing we can write today? I want that. And what's the heaviest? And like, and let's pull from like pop influences and let's pull from like, influences like corn. And like, it's just really cool to like have this project that has taken on so many different influences and the sound. I'm really proud of it. So I'm really excited. I thought I'd be a little nervous, but I'm just excited to have it out and show the world what we've been working on for the past like 2 years.
Wow, so it's 2 years in the making. It's a long time, isn't it? In that time, as we know with anything, nothing's ever smooth, unless this was and you've had like the most magical time. But have you found there's been any challenges along the way that you've had to overcome? And like, how did you kind of navigate the whole process of making a debut?
For me, the process was smooth. We wrote the songs and then we decided which ones were going to make the record. And there's a lot of great songs that didn't make the record, which is like
Usually the
that's
case.
that was probably the hardest part was choosing like what made sense and what lived because like it started with Pandora's box, right? And I was like it has to represent, this concept and everything has to make sense. It reminds me of like a Rubik's cube and like until it was all put together like that's when it finally like it just clicked.
Yeah.
Like oh my gosh, like I'm, so happy and proud of this. So for me the process was smooth and it made sense the whole way. And that's what was so cool is like we were just like finding these puzzle pieces and like grabbing them and putting them all together and it was so fun. And my producer Jonathan, like I have loved working with him and we've worked together since the start and that's what's so special is like to do this with all of my friends and create this thing and my co-writers, and
Mhm.
it just like it was a team effort and we all did it together and it was so much fun.
Yeah, you honestly should be so proud of everything that you've achieved so far. I'm so happy that you brought up the Pandora's box concept because I really want to talk to you about this because I thought this was so cool, like very original, very different. Because yes, mental health and all of these really important things that you've decided to be open about, vulnerable about in your songwriting for this album, they are like symbolic of Pandora's box. And obviously, the message at the end of that is not only all of the negative that comes out of that, but then the hope element of it as well. And like for you, was that a concept and a fantasy and a story that you've always kind of thought, I would love to write something about that? You know, did that come first for you and then you managed to let your songs be? Or was it that your songs were on the page and on your, like from your head, and you thought, oh, actually, this really resonates with this story that I know?
It kind of, so for me, I think that I have been thinking about as a songwriter and as like, a creator, just being like, what do I want to say?
Mm,
And what's my message to the world? And, I think that mental health isn't talked about nearly enough. And I wanted to make something that people could listen to, but you wouldn't really know that you were listening to a mental health song. And that's what's so cool about hard rock and metal is like they're not afraid to talk about hard stuff, which
mm.
which I was like, if this record is honest and it's about my mental health struggles so that someone else knows that they're not alone out there, like that's important to me. And when I was thinking about this whole concept and I was like, well, what if all the songs represented something, which like are all the evils that escape the box? And I was like,
Yeah.
it would be really cool to like, because temptation and like that's how we end up in situations like that and like the evils in the world and mental health. And it all just came swirling. And one day it just like hit me like a freight train. And I was,
Wow.
oh my gosh, all the songs should be this. And if the record represents hope, like I was like, that's kind of the whole vision and the whole purpose of writing all of these songs about my mental health to help people out there
Yeah.
to or talk about their mental health or just like know that they're not alone and they have a safe space in our shows. If you come to a show, like it is a safe space and like everyone is welcome. And that's really what I wanted to leave behind with this record was
Mm.
just like a message about mental health in a cool way that like everybody can kind of see what we were trying to get across. And Pandora's box was like just like nail on top of the head. It would just fit so perfectly. So
Yeah, I think, like I say, I think it's so incredible of a concept, and I really do love it. And I cannot wait to hear the thing in full because it'll be like really cool to listen to the album start to finish the way it was intended. Because that's what I love so much about albums. And I know this day and age, streaming takes singles and puts them in playlists, and we all get like songs like on demand. And keeping the art of an album alive, though, I think is so special. What's your take on an album and how important are they to you as an artist?
so like details matter to me.
Yeah.
Like I'm a details girly. There is nothing that gets past me. I am like, and I love that because I think details matter. Little details are the most important part.
Mhm.
So when you listen to the record from top down, it takes you kind of on this journey.
Yeah.
And that's a cool part as like a creator, like, that I think that's why I respect, people like Taylor Swift who have so many Easter eggs in each of their songs and like the fans get excited and I love that because it's like they're a part of something
Mhm.
and I really wanted to deliver something to my fan base that I was like, there are Easter eggs in here that you guys are gonna love when you figure out what they are. And like from top down, if you listen to the record, it takes you on this journey and it's really cool because the back half is so different than the front half. And
Yeah.
like it's really, really cool. And there's a lot of songs. I can't wait for you to hear it down. You have to let me know when you do listen to it
I
from top down.
will. Oh, for
It's
sure. I really, really will because I'd love to share thoughts with you and then, just be like, yay, it's out.
I'm so excited. We got to put my cat in it, and I'm a crazy cat lady. I love
Me
my
too.
cat. His name's Ted. He's great. He is on the record, and I love that so much that we got to do. And the whispers in Evil are
Yeah.
actually. I'm a horror movie buff. I am like
Right.
it's terrible. Like I love them so much, and I'm such a critique, and it's just like something outside of music that that I have such a passion for.
Uh-huh.
So we actually in Evil, the Whispers are me saying my favorite classic horror movie lines backwards.
Oh my goodness, that's so cool. And also that I did know about your cat because I saw in another interview you were talking about that. And I was like, oh, I get it because I am also a cat mum. I love my cat's called Six. He's named after Nikki Six from Motley Crue.
I
Um,
love I love this so much.
so yeah, my little black cat. If I had an album and I was doing anything like that, then 100% he'd have to be a part of it. It wouldn't make sense otherwise.
Absolutely.
You said horror as well. Are you a Halloween fiend like me then?
I love it. I would love to go to like Salem and do the whole like Halloween, but I normally we're on tour and that's okay, but like one day I'm gonna make it
Oh
to
my gosh.
celebrate Halloween.
I hope that happens for you. I really want that too.
So fun, but you love them as well.
I do. I
Like
love Halloween. It's my favorite. I'm a spooky girl all year round. I've got
I
this
love
like
it.
I got bats, a bat phone case. I just my whole house is covered in
Keep
Halloween things.
girlies. I love
Yes.
it. I love it.
Yes, but back to the album though, just to kind of wrap up on that. Like, I just want to say to you, like, well done on everything that you've done so far in the lead up to the release of this album, and it's going to be so incredible when it comes out. And I'm so excited for you. Can't wait to see what everyone's reactions are. And also, like, hats off to you as well for how vulnerable and open and raw you've been when it comes to the songwriting side of this. I just wondered for you, like, whether it was a scary process being so honest about things like mental health and relationships, things that we all can relate to. Was that scary? Was it cathartic? How is that process of songwriting for you?
I think for me, it's such a healing tool that if I don't get it out, I like it just I can't sit with it. I have to like get it out on the page and that's where I feel like the most kind of at home and singing the songs like on stage. Like that makes me feel at home and being honest and vulnerable is important, I think, for artists to do.
Yeah.
And like I said, like if it'll help someone the way music saved me growing up, like that, I've done my job. And it's important to just be honest and write it down and genuine. And that's why I'm so proud of the project because it is a look into my soul and it's spooky and it's cool. And that's what I really wanted to encompass. Like, that there's light in the dark. And if you're a dark person, like I'm a very dark person. Like I love horror and like but there's light in the darkness. And I just hope people know that.
Yeah, that's a really sweet sentiment, and I love that. What if you had to say a sentiment to young you and future you? Would you have anything that you would want to say to little Royal or future Royal, knowing now what you know?
So to Little Royal, I would be like, girl, it's gonna be okay. And go and be authentically you and do not change for anybody. Because I think it's important and because, I loved things that like most people didn't. And that's if I could go back and tell her, I would be like, be 100% authentically you
Yeah.
and love metal and be from the country and do all the things and like, because it's important. And
Yeah.
yeah, to future Royal, oh my God. I would just say I hope that you're enjoying it as much as I am right now.
Oh,
In 20 years and 30 years, I hope you're still touring and kicking ass and you're out there doing it. I hope you live on a tour bus.
I love that for you, and I really do hope that for you as well. Royal, thank you so, so much for taking the time to chat to me. It really has been a pleasure. And for anybody, again, watching, listening right now, please make sure you're pre-ordering, pre-saving the album. Black Magic, it's out on the 27th of June, so it's yours finally towards the end of this month. It's been a real pleasure, and I wish you all the best with the release, with your future shows, and really, I cannot wait to see you here in the UK. Like I say, manifest.
I know, I can't wait. Fingers crossed. Thank you so much for having me. You are such a light, and I have loved this. So thank you so much for having me on.